Thanks, Scott. It doesn't weather doesn't feel quite like Arizona yet, but I'm sure we'll get there soon enough. I just think on behalf of the entire program here, we just want to thank Fiesta Bowl for obviously having us in this game, and we're excited to represent such a historic bowl game in a great manner. And look, we got a great opponent ahead of us in Oklahoma State. We know it presents a great challenge, but I think our entire program is extremely excited to get back out there on the field and get practice in preparation for another great game. So, yeah, I think, look, we've heard about Oklahoma State all year, and I know a lot of the conversation has been about how strong their defense has been playing. I think, over the last 10 years or so, when you think about that program, you think offense first, right? But I think Coach Knowles has done a great job preparing them. I think they're like second in the country on third down and, third in the country in total defense. Obviously yesterday was really my first opportunity to sit down and watch them play. I've gotten a little bit ahead today on some film and just looking at them early on. And, they present a lot of challenges. They do a lot of different things defensively. They're very multiple in their front and their coverages. And they definitely present a great challenge for us, that one that we're going to have to be prepared for, especially, given the time that they're going to have to prepare. We're going to have to really dive into who they are and what they do and how we want to answer some of those issues that they present. It gives us a great opportunity offensively to kind of figure out where we're at. This is a barometer game for us where, we've felt the steady improvement throughout the year, and now we get to go against a great defense and see how much we've improved. I think when you look at, you mentioned Wisconsin and Cincinnati, those were a couple of the games early on where, to be quite frank, we weren't playing our best football offensively. And, as we've gotten to that point later this season, now we have an opportunity for that group of guys to go against a great defense, not a good one, but a great defense, to really see how we stack up. Yeah, I think that's flipped a little bit, to be honest. I think when you watch Big 12 football now, you see a lot of really good defense being played. I think a lot of the new wave of defensive football has been kind of that 3-3-5 structure that you saw from Iowa State when we played them in 19 in their bowl game. And I think the conference has been very innovative that way because they've had to stop high-powered offenses. So you see a lot of what they've implemented in that conference trickle over across college football. So I think the defense in that conference has been played at a very high level over the last 2 years probably here. And we're excited for the challenge. It's not a conference that we play a whole lot. Like I said, a couple of years ago in the bowl game, when I was a player, we got to play Oklahoma a couple of times, and those were great matchups. So we're definitely excited to get this opportunity and eager to, these are what bowl games are for, right? You get to play matchups that you don't typically get to play. And for us to play in this big of a game against, an opponent like Oklahoma State, who's nationally in the conversation every year, we're extremely excited for that opportunity. Yeah, I think obviously you've seen the program. I know the word rally is used a lot around Notre Dame, but you've really seen the program rally around one another in the last 5 days. I think, look, I have not been around the team a whole lot since we've been traveling recruiting, but I mean, you see the videos, you see the reaction. Certainly I've had plenty of conversations with guys on the team, just about the excitement and the energy. And hey, we haven't felt this in the program before, this excitement and the support for one another. They talk about their workouts this week with Coach Bayless and just how much energy and drive there was through that. So I think you're going to get a team that's extremely hungry. I think you're getting a team that's going to be extremely motivated to go out there and play their best football. And look, the other thing about bowl games is it's another opportunity to continue to improve. You get bonus practices here, so you can continue to develop a lot of young guys. And I think we're going to get a lot of really competitive practices. I think you're going to have guys, unlike some years when you're prepping for a bowl game, you're going to get guys that are really motivated to go out there and play their best ball. So I'm really looking forward to the energy that this entire week has brought the program and continuing to build off of that. It'll be very similar. You split the season into kind of two parts, first half, second half. So, we'll self-scout, very similar to how we did over the bye week. We'll look at tendencies. We'll look at some areas where we need to improve. We'll look at some areas where, we've been successful and why that's been, and try to find patterns or trends there. And, maybe, try to find a few trends that you can break. In terms of preparation, really the only change is, you probably don't dive right into game planning your first couple practices. We'll be on the road all week recruiting. Then we'll come off the road and start practice, and there won't be a whole lot of time as a staff to get together beforehand. So, you'll have some good on good periods, which is a little bit different than a normal game week. You'll certainly have some opportunities to get some developmental periods in, for the younger guys in the program and people that, are either redshirting or still in the developmental phase. So, bowl prep really gives you an opportunity to continue to improve your roster from the top down. And then you kind of get into game plan, as you head into like the last, 2 weeks or 10 days heading into the game. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he was at Duke for a little bit.
He was.
So we had, there were some times there back when I was a player, and then when I first got hired. So I remember him at Duke. And like I said, we don't see a ton of Oklahoma State and crossover. We just don't often play a similar schedule, so we don't see it a whole lot. But I have followed him a little bit this year, and obviously we got a chance to watch him yesterday and a little bit of prep in the last couple hours here. I know they're multiple in what they do defensively. They present a lot of different, challenges. The thing that's intriguing when you look at their numbers and they're only giving up 26% on third down. That's an area where if you're not good on third down, it's hard to win games. And so that's an area where, I feel like it's going to be critical in our matchup. I know obviously, Rodriguez is a great player. They highlighted him yesterday throughout the broadcast in the game. And, in total defense, they're third, and they're giving up less than 100 yards rushing, this year. So there's a lot of challenges that Coach Knowles presents. I think he does a great job in the early diagnosis of figuring out what teams do well and having answers for that. I think he's going to play tendencies and try to make sure that he has answers for kind of our core principles of offense. So we're going to have to understand that and make sure that we can play complementary football. I don't think so. I think, our process will stay pretty consistent with how it's been all year in terms of how we approach a game plan week. I think we have a great staff in place offensively that has worked in a well cohesive way all year. Obviously Coach Freeman now being the head coach and, just the conversations with him during the week, about playing complementary football, about understanding, situationally, his preference may be different than Coach Kelly's were. And so that's something that over the next couple of weeks that he and I, will have conversations on and make sure that we're on the same page and make sure that we're playing as an entire team, not just two sides of the ball or three sides of the ball, as an entire team that we're playing football the way that, Coach Freeman wants it played. And so I'm excited to get to work. I'm excited to get to work with Marcus. Obviously you said it's only been a week. It's felt about a month, in the last 7 days. So I think, as an entire program, we're very eager for this opportunity and very eager, to get back into football mode here.